Welcome folks, I'm Jaby Koay, joined by KRYSTLE Chats, and we're gonna look at BRIGHTBURN trailer number 1. This comes from Movie Clips Trailers, the YouTube channel. This stars Elizabeth Banks.
Who am I? You are a gift. I know it's been difficult for you lately that you feel different from other kids. You are different. After your dad and I got married, we prayed for a baby for so long. One night, someone listened. Brandon? You are special. We believe that you came here for a reason.
Oh gosh, this doesn't seem right at all.
He was in the barn.
Did you find it?
No. It was like he was drawn to it.
He may look like us. He's not like us.
Oh boy. Oh, smokes. Holy. Oh shit. Oh my god. This is so cool. The reason I like this so much is because of the obvious reference to Superman. It's like, you know, you had this couple, the Kents, who didn't have any kids. Out of the sky falls this baby, and now it's theirs. And it's like, that was this very hunky-dory story about, you know, this proper boy that they raise, and he's got his spectacles, whatever, and he's a good guy. He's a very good guy. And it's like, well, what if you had that story, but he was bad. He went the dark route. What would that movie look like? And I'm like, oh my God, this is totally it. This is awesome.
It's gonna be interesting.
You know, I mean, okay, so one of the interesting things for me about like Watchmen was how it expressed the indifference of someone who is at God status. He has no emotional connection to humanity, essentially, Dr. Manhattan. And it seems like Superman would be kind of the same way.
Right.
Right? Like if you had a real Superman, like would he really care?
No.
Right? And
No.
so here you've got this kid who's just like completely disconnected. It's like, you look like us, but you ain't us.
Exactly.
You chewing on forks and shit, you creeporama. Like, it's just a weird kid. Oh man, I like this a lot. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, a little predictable.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of see it coming from a mile away. And I also didn't buy the relationship of how much she really loved the boy. Because it's like, you know, you find him. I would have maybe liked to. Would it have been possible for her to have like given birth to him or something?
No.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like
was-
maybe he drank some tea. I don't really.
He drank some tea.
I mean-
like the tea infused it with superpowers.
Right. I mean, just because. And then that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
We'll
so you're
see.
cautiously optimistic?
I'm open-minded.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I mean, yes, it was a little bit predictable, but I think it was doing that on purpose because it was literally showing you the Superman intro almost verbatim. Down to the
Right.
ship coming in through the woods, like that reminds me of the Superman films I saw as a kid. You
Because
know?
maybe that's the part, because it's like, oh, she's like, our prayers have been answered.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to expect something might happen.
Right.
If it's a ship that landed in the woods,
Right.
you know? So, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'll
Yeah.
definitely watch that one.
I mean, it's gonna go one direction or the other, and we already saw the good version.
Right.
For
right.
many years.
Touche.
Right?
Touche. Very,
and so now
very true.
what's this version look like? That's what's got me so excited because, and I think part of the reason why is because I take great issue with the character of Superman. I could go on like on a rant about my problems with Superman, the character, because I think he's just too perfect as a character. To see this version of a character who's super formidable and super indifferent, and it's like, this kid is discovering his powers as a kid.
Right.
Right? Like, he is super strong as a kid. Like, okay, for instance, when I watched any Superman movie, any Superman story you read or watch, people take cracks at him. He's kind of made fun of, and he kind of just has to sit there and take it because his dad says to. He's like, you cannot show them who you really are because they will judge you. They won't accept you. And here's this kid who probably doesn't give a shit about that. He's like going straight for the throat on anything that bothers him.
Right.
Like, and who knows why that lady in the refrigerator bothered him. So,
Right, exactly.
like, oh my
exactly.
God. I know that we knew something was gonna happen, but they did it so fast because he's basically super kid.
Right.
I was like, whoa, that like, it caught me off guard a little bit because he just was like, well, here and then he's here. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
So
it looks, and it's, I'm
super villain.
he's a super villain. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's exciting. I'm into it. It certainly gives you room for philosophical discussion regarding comic books because like we have these things where we basically like idolize these characters who have infinite power. I really do believe that if we had real superheroes, it would be like Dr. Manhattan, who is just kind of indifferent. And it's creepy looking. It's dark. It also reminds me a little bit, I mean, just the intro, but I guess this has been around since, you know, Superman. I grew up Catholic.
Me too.
And there's a story about Abraham.
Okay.
He had to kill his own kid.
Right.
Right? Or he didn't, but like, spoiler alert. He and his wife had been wanting a kid for a long time, and late into their age, they finally had one, even though she was like barren or something, and then somehow God infused her with, you know, a boy. I think it was Isaac or something. And God said, you have to kill him. You have to sacrifice him. And he put him on the rock. He was about to kill him. And then God's like, no, there's a goat. Kill that one instead. And so
Right.
it was something like that. But here you've got something similar because...
It would show that he was a good guy because he was willing to kill him.
Right. Well, he was faithful to God was the point of the story. But like here, this dad's obviously going to have to kill his own kid. That's what he's going to be confronted with. If the parents are still in the picture after the 45-minute mark, the dad is gonna have to kill the kid.
You think so?
Yes, and this guy's from like The Office. He's been around, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there throughout the rest of the movie. Either he's gonna have to kill him, or he's gonna have to introduce, like the mom is gonna have to remind him what love is. It's gonna be one of those two things at the end.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I think the kid's gonna go down. Like he's got to go down. It's a horror movie. Like he's gonna go down.
Okay.
Or it's gonna be like those classic horror things where it's like he's dead. Not really.
I think it's that.
You know. Sequel-orama.
He can chew on forks. You're not gonna kill him. Like, what's gonna kill that?
Kryptonite. Some kind of kryptonite. I would love it if in the middle of the story, they're like, oh, you got these kids almost like out of Stranger Things. They're like, oh my God, this is just like Superman issue number 37. And you gotta go locate whatever the real life counterpart of kryptonite is that would serve this story. That would crush this kid because this is just a teaser basically, even though it's a trailer number 1, it's basically a teaser. This is James Gunn's recovery movie because like after getting fired off of Guardians, which I thought was ridiculous, I think he should have still been part of it, but that's neither here nor there. It's very possible that if they gave him a substantial budget, which I don't know if they did, this is just like the introduction and like the third act could be absolutely bananas, like Chronicle. Did you see Chronicle?
No.
Okay, so in Chronicle, I'm stupid excited about this movie. I've been ranting about it, but in Chronicle, it just goes ballistic at the end. Like, because you have a character who's very powerful and becomes very indifferent as well. And so here you could like have this third act where you're basically throwing everything they threw at the aliens in Independence Day, and he's still standing there like, what? Like, you know, Luke Skywalkering his like the dust off his shoulder. So. I don't know. It looks cool to me. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Be sure to check out Crystal Chats. She's on the social media, and she's got a podcast, and she likes it when you listen to her podcast. It makes her feel good about herself. Also, subscribe. If you haven't already, check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Crystal Chats.
Peace out.